30 years ago today, something truly great happened that would change the course of humanity as we know it. Rebecca Marie Winka was born into this world.
When Becky was born, the day she was born, we found out that she was a girl only when she came out. And we had picked out names, her father and I, but we had narrowed them down to which one we wanted. But as soon as we saw Becky, we knew she was our Rebecca. And so she made a profound impression on both her and her father.
She kind of came along by surprise. I remember when my mom was in the hospital, I was with my grandparents and we were outside Children's Hospital down in central West End, and we spent the night in the car together. I wasn't really sure what was going on. I just knew that I wasn't around my parents for a while, and I was hanging out with Grandma and Grandpa, and well, all of a sudden there's this kid that's come around.
Her personality started being very dramatically demonstrated. She never was one that needed to be entertained. She always entertained herself.
Becky she was my first granddaughter. So that was a pretty exciting situation also.
We were so excited when Becky was born. That was the first granddaughter to the family. Of course, the second grandchild, Paul, was the oldest, but the first baby girl. And it was just very exciting. Elaine had all the baby girl things for her, dressed her in all the pretty bows and the dresses and the lace.
From the very beginning, Becky's character shined brightly, and she never failed to entertain those around her.
That evolved into a very dramatic personality, and her little cousins and her girlfriends, she would entice them into being her subjects in a play of which she directed, and she would tell them exactly what to do, what to wear, how to say it, and everything. So at a very early age, she was kind of running the show.
When I think about Becky, from the time we were real little, she was always really big about making up whatever we were going to do. Very creative, always wanted to make a play or make a movie or be singing songs or acting silly or making up a game or whatever we were doing. It was always something that was very unique, and you just never knew what she was going to ask you to do.
As she grew a little bit older and going to school and so forth, she got to be quite animated in her excitements and so forth, that kind of thing. And when she'd get together with some of her cousins or other people in her age group, she was you might say, choreographer on the little skits and theatrical things that they tried to do.
We knew from the very beginning that she was going to be in some kind of form of entertainment or drama. And I think the video camera that they had and were allowed to play with from early on was a big catalyst for that, because it was something that they had developed all these elaborate videos and whatnot.
Becky and I have been friends for a really long time. We probably became really good friends in like middle school age-ish when we started making a lot of videos together. We used her parents' video camera extensively to stage a lot of videos, often involving aliens, cooking shows, and we did a lot of music videos together. A lot of music videos.
Between her and Paul, they would videotape everything and come up with stories and different recreations or plays, and using their pets and anything around the house they could think of, Barbies and different things.
Barbies would indeed go on to play a major role in one of this budding director's most infamous videos.
Stop cheating on me. cheating on me.
Well, I mean, absolutely, hands down, Stop Cheating on Me, the Barbie video. That was definitely a classic.
The most famous one is the Barbies, and which was quite risque for her age and for the time. And but she was influenced by some of the TV shows that she watched on TV, and you know, it was actually quite amusing.
This kid called Stop Cheating on Me, which is sort of a somewhere between a 90210 and a soap opera. And it was her and her cousin Kalinda. They did voiceovers and just created a scenario. It was totally done, improvised, and it's really good. I was really surprised.
And Barbie and Ken, you know, I think it was called Stop Cheating on Me. So it was the whole scenario played out of Ken and Barbie and all the scenes reenacted.
So we basically made a huge living space out of the pool table with the bedroom and the kitchen for the Barbies, and we made a drama show, which was probably, you know, a little more risque than like our age group should have been promoting.
As Becky's vast video collection grew, so did her friendships. People seemed to be drawn to her very vibrant and animated character.
Some of the characteristics in her personality, I think, are just magnetic for people. You know, she always wants to have a good time. She's always making you laugh. She's always saying something totally inappropriate at the least expected times. You know, you can always count on her for her honest opinion on things.
Quirky, silly, fun, loving. I could go on.
She's friends with everybody. She has like 1 million friends and people just love her. So that's something I've always admired about her, her ability to make friends and just be fun and kind of carefree. I think she has, you know, cares in the world, but she knows how to kind of let those go and just have fun with her friends.
As she grew older, I think that part of her, as far as I kind of think of it as almost in her adulthood now, it's still maintaining a little spark of childhood as far as that excitement about things. Becky is always, when something she finds funny or she finds something new or something that she wants to act on, she just gets so excited and so lit up when, you know, and oh my God, let's see it. And it just, you know, I mean, I think it draws in people to her because of her excitement for things that she's very easy to make friends with.
Well, Becky's crazy. She's crazy, like crazy.
She'll get an idea in her head and be like, oh my God, let's do this.
She's very animated with her like facial features and her hands, and like she gets very excited, and she started and so I think a lot of people have taken that on, and like every time we see her we're always like and she's just a really great friend.
Becky hasn't really changed much. I think, besides becoming more mature, she's still the outgoing person she always was.
She's always a lot of fun to be around. She definitely is very exciting, always life of the party kind of person.
Well, Becky just gets into whatever she's doing. So whether it's telling a story or making something up, she has got her hands swinging wildly and she uses the voices and starts singing. She's all over the place. It's very entertaining to watch, and I think she definitely just loves to entertain people.
After completing her college degree, Becky aimed for the stars and went to law school at Syracuse, and she later became a public defender.
We were sitting at dinner, I think it was at like Max and Irma's at one time, and she was at SMS and she says, You know, I've decided to go to law school. Of course, I about choked a little bit. I thought, wow, really? You know. And of course, it's been good for her. Syracuse is a prestigious school.
She spent 3 years at Syracuse up in New York attending law school. And at the end of law school, I went up to move her back home, which was quite an eventful ordeal. And then shortly after that, she took her bar exam and spent months waiting nervously for the outcome.
Yeah, I've always kidded her about being an overachiever. That doesn't mean that by any means she has less intelligence than anybody else. If you put her up here, she's just going to go one step further. She's going to just drive right in there, and she does. She comes right out of the gate running. And it's not only she's going to do it well, she's going to excel.
The day finally came where she got the results of her bar exam, and of course she passed and did very well. And so her godmother, which is my sister Laura, the three of us drove to Jefferson City the day of the swearing in.
She accomplished something that nobody in our family has, as far as to be a big professional. You know, and going to school for, I forget how many years she went to school for, but I mean, that takes determination and commitment, and I wanted to share that day with her and her mom, so that was neat.
And then we went out into the rotunda where they had a big ledger, and this ledger had been signed by thousands of attorneys before her, but she actually signed this ledger, and so she was made an official attorney of the state of Missouri.
We got to see her being sworn in and at the state capitol, and I think there was maybe about 30 people, 30 to 40 other people getting sworn in that day. But that was a big accomplishment for her.
When your child excels at various things through their life, you're their biggest champion, and you're there to wish them well and make sure that they succeed and provide all the opportunities that they can have. And of course, every time they're put up on a stage of any sort or receive an award or for some achievement or whatever, you know, moms sit there and they have tears in their eyes, and it's hard. They're tears of happiness. Because you think of how far they've gone and what they're doing on their own, and they're becoming an independent young person, and I'm getting teary-eyed now even thinking about it. But the day that we were in Jefferson City watching her being sworn in was probably one of the proudest moments I had. And my sister and I were there to hold on to each other, and we were both teary-eyed in the process. We were all very proud of her, and it seems like she's found her niche.
She's come out and doing what she wants to do and doing it well, and that's saving the poor people from, you know, not having to just go to jail because they don't have adequate representation.
She was the first attorney I ever had in my family. In our family history, really, I know of. So she had a real big achievement there, and I'm sure it took a lot of hard work to get there.
I didn't think of her necessarily going into the law field, but it's a perfect fit, especially where she's taken it. I mean, being a public defender, especially from, you know, the background that I know her from in Amnesty, and, you know, always kind of fighting for equal rights and looking out for, you know, the underprivileged or people who don't have voices, kind of things like that. So being a public defender, I think, kind of fits her perfectly.
The pride that she has in helping people that can't speak for themselves, and the capacity of the public defender, and having pretty much the attitude of the entire law system. You're innocent until proven guilty.
I do think that she does have a special care for people. I don't think you can be a public defender without having that. And just talking to her about her job, I really get the sense that she does care about her clients, and she does care about what happens to them. And I've seen that about Becky in the entire time that I've known her.
I'm very proud. It's doing the whole attorney route, going to law school, accruing all that debt, and passing the bar. That's a lot to go through. I certainly haven't done anything that significant with my life. That's a huge milestone. She sets her mind to it. She can do anything, whether it's the bar or home ownership or saving up money for a car, whatever. You can do it if you put your mind to it. And passing the bar and stepping forth smartly as an attorney, that's big. You can do anything, man. I'm convinced she can do anything.
Indeed, she could do anything except conquer her intense phobia of butterflies and tomatoes.
But she doesn't like tomatoes. Like, don't get a tomato near her because she will not have any of it.
Yeah, tomatoes freak her out. I think like all sandwiches of lunch meat freak her out.
She absolutely hates fresh tomatoes. She'll eat it in spaghetti sauce and stuff like that. But boy, fresh tomatoes will totally gross her out. Another thing grosses her out, she's totally afraid of butterflies. Of all things, butterflies.
Becky reacts to butterflies and she is terrified. High-pitched noises emit out of her. She doesn't want to be anywhere near them. She can't stand them, which I think is crazy because they're beautiful, but it's such a weird thing to be afraid of.
I guess I haven't had the luxury to be around Becky when a tomato or a butterfly, or God forbid, a tomato with a butterfly on it was around her.
Well, any kind of like flying insect, I don't think she likes. She like freaks out, and like it's not a big deal, but to Becky it is like the hugest deal, and like just can't go in her eyes, can't like be in front of her face, and she's like, and you can't help but not laugh at that.
When Becky wasn't running away from butterflies, she could often be found indulging in jams, jellies, and sauces of all kinds.
Anytime you have a meal with Becky, she loves to focus in on any kind of dipping sauce, whether it's like a honey mustard, or she doesn't even dip anything. She'll just eat the sauce. She'll want a whole jar of it. So she can never get enough.
Becky loves sauces, syrups, anything that you would normally dip your food into, she just eats straight. And, several occasions we've been at dinner and she's just picked up whatever, container the sauces were in and just eaten it straight out of there, licked that thing clean, making noises. She's a very vocal eater also. When she enjoys something that she's eating, you definitely know it.
A big spoonful of the syrup and then drink it. She'll just do it. Or it could be bacon grease too, it wouldn't matter. It's pretty funny.
Well, I think she has, matured a little bit. I don't know if much. She changes her hair. That's different. And I saw her wearing a fancy suit. That's different. She's the same person. Same crazy, fun-loving, sauce-chugging girl.
So today, for this fun-loving, sauce-chugging girl, we all wanted to wish you a very, very happy birthday.
Becky, you're turning 30 years old, and that is quite a momentous time of your life. I want you to always remember that you've got family standing behind you every inch of the way, every mile of the way. And knowing that, I want you to feel empowered, that your abilities know no bounds and your achievements know no bounds. And whatever you set your mind to, you can achieve. Always be true to yourself and your feelings. And after soul searching, you can always come up with the right answer. And know that your family supports you in whatever you do. And we love you very much.
Happy 30th birthday. Welcome to the club. I think you're really awesome, and I miss you a lot, and I love you. Hope you're having a great time, and I hope to see you soon.
Becky, happy birthday. I just want to say that it has been a blast growing up with you.
Hey Becky, Kalinda here. Happy 30th birthday. Congratulations.
I love you, Becky. You're such a special person. You're such a good friend. You mean so much to me, and I could not imagine my life without you.
Well, Becky, on this occasion of your 30th birthday, I'd like to really say how very, very proud I am of you and your grandma, your grandmother, who is not with us now, and she was real proud of you also. Anyway, happy birthday, Becky.
Hey, Charlie, I found a map to Candy Mountain, Charlie. Candy Mountain.
Very proud of you, and never lose your fun-loving, happy-go-lucky, lighthearted spirit. I love you.
Becky, I want to tell you happy birthday. I wish you happy memories and happy times in the future. Love you.
30 is probably a good time to just keep driving. You know, in other words, what do you want to do? That's a good time to push at it. And I think she's doing a good job with that.
Just want to say I love you, and I hope you have a pleasant 30th birthday. I wish I could be there for it.
You're such a wonderful person to be around. You just light up a room when you walk in it. Your smile, your quirkiness, you just make the world a much funner place to be in.